Cricket in the Caribbean is more than just a game. It's more than just about bat and ball. In Victory and the Blight, Earl Lovelace discusses the issues of Caribbean identity, migration, and loyalty to the game.
More than this, Earl Lovelace is an icon to the Caribbean space. He is also a significant Caribbean literature writer. Apart from Victory and the Blight, he has written the novel The Dragon Can Dance, which expresses the culture in Trinidad.
Additionally, the events of the story take place in Trinidad, and more so in a barbershop. And this captures the sense of community in the Caribbean.
And in our Caribbean community, more specifically Trinidad, we speak Trinidadian English Creole. This is used in Victory and the Blight, which makes it more relatable to us as Caribbean speakers. It also contributes to the identity and pride of the Caribbean. Alright fellas, let me go and play this game.
Most Caribbean writers write about the theme of migration. For example, in some short stories such as Mommy's Home at the Post Office and Tudada in Memoriam. In this particular short story by Earl Lovelace, Victory and the Blight, the character Brown, his ideology is that when you migrate, it improves your status and your educational position.
Brown really expresses this when he says, "I wish I was one of them going," where he was referring to the retired wanderers of Victory's club. He expresses his desire, which is an example of Bolomaic modality, where he says, "I wish I was one of them going." His ideology of abroad being better is still relevant even up to today. People still view abroad as betterment as opposed to the Caribbean or any country in the Caribbean. They still view as going abroad to have a good time or to better your education, right? Whereas we all know that this can be done in the Caribbean, right? We have a lot of high quality universities and so forth, and so this ideology still exists in the minds of people today.
For Victory, the whole idea of maintaining that club with his members, right? He wanted to create and maintain that sense of unity, that is so important for the Caribbean people especially. So I think that Victory, his thoughts about his members shouldn't have gone away,
But the identity as well. These writers don't just putting things in short stories by chance, right? With mention of the pictures on the wall of West Indies and Muhammad Ali and all these great icons, the black icons, right, in the history of athletics.
And Brown kind of seen as a contrast, as he said.
Yes.
Because he objects everything. He kind of poses question, so we can see exactly what Victory's character is like. He kind of moves it along.
Yeah.
And then Ross, what do you think about Ross? Came in so quiet at the beginning.
Man, for Victory, how he sing like a blight. That was just,
Yeah, you kind of thought he was a blight.
Yeah, but then Ross, for Victory, he developed into a character that justifying whatever Victory said. He upholding Victory, he supported Victory ideas that, the sense of unity should be kept, the identity, the Caribbean identity, the members should have stayed.
As opposed to Brown.
Yeah.
Kind of saw something coming on too, it might be of the draft board.
Yeah.
As representing a game in progress. That while we're reading the story, these two characters are playing a cricket match.
Yeah.
Because we have instances in the story where, was it Brown who made the move and he said, "Check playing a man." And he kind of, that atmosphere of the barbershop, that excitement among men talking, is the whole idea of the game being played. The tension was created because he played with his knobs. And he thought that he caught Ross. But then Ross, on the other hand, made a move. and you know the game was changed.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I kind of see it as a cricket match. When you're on the field, it's not just you go there and you bat. You need to have tactics, you need to have skill, you need to concentrate. At times there is tension because it's rivalry between, you kind of saw it.
But what about playing, the actual playing of the game? You know, you make a move, I make a move, and it's just in the same way how Brown and Victory was kind of opposing each other. You know, it's like, who's gonna get the better end of the game? Who's gonna win this thing? You know, so it's just like in comparison, or maybe in comparison to, you know, how their conversation was fluid. So he was like for modernity and moving away, whereas
the whole idea of what cricket signifies for the Caribbean, even though it's a match that was played way back, you know, because they dominated for 15 years, and that's still in the consciousness of Caribbean people, because every victory represents something great for the Caribbean. It's putting us on the map, it's, you know, having us counted for. So I guess that's why Victory longs so much for that club.
Develops a sense of pride.
Yeah, to keep it here.
Did you all know, like, black people could not play that game? It was considered a gentleman's game.
Oh, yes.
And the evolution of the game itself, they went from being only white people playing to a black team, the West Indies, and then only white people could have been captain. And then eventually, of course, you know, the evolution of it. And look at that, we came and dominated the game.
So cricket for Victory, cricket seems as the vehicle that carried the Caribbean from where it was to how it is now for Victory,
And
and
people view Caribbean now is different.
So coming out, you know, from the story in terms of teams and characterization. Yeah, so concerning the title, Nikita.
Yeah.
What do you think is the significance of the title? I mean, we know the blight part because he kind of thought that Ross would be a blight and he was not. So this whole idea of victory.
Yeah. Well, from my reading, what I thought was that it ties into the theme of appearance versus reality, in the sense that Victory, he stayed in the Caribbean. It was his choice to, well, he was loyal to the space that is devoted, you know, to this region, and as opposed to other players on the Wanderers who decided to go abroad for education. So he stayed, and I suppose maybe it could be seen as defeat that, you know, he's a barber, and maybe that in itself to some people could be seen that well, he didn't really better himself. You know, a barber is a noble profession, but it's not, people don't view it the same as a professor, a lecturer, somebody who has a PhD. But his loyalty in itself could be seen as a crowning quality. That he is loyal to the game, to what cricket represents in the Caribbean. He understands all of that, and he embodies it. And so I think even in that me personally, I think he's victorious.
In terms of Pascal's hair, and you know, he wanted it clean. In terms of Pascal's hair, and you know, he wanted it clean, and he decided not to do it again. And Pascal looking at himself in the mirror, you know, and then Victory said, you know, what do you think? Should I clean it? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that it shows that Victory, he takes a lot of things into consideration. He took, he didn't impose what he wanted on Pascal. He, you know, he gave him his freedom, but he also gave him a perspective. So I think it shows that he's a very contemplative person. But I think, to me, what I read it as was that when he asked, you know, should I still have done the easier thing? You know, the easier thing was to just clean it. But should I have just done that? It could be seen like, you know, contentment in him not going away. You know, that is, I suppose he probably did have the chance to go away. But, you know, it's still like, you know, him asking, you know, should I have really gone away? And I think the answer is no. You know, in that no.
Alright, I think too, the details that Lovelace describes, you know, in Victory, how he cuts his hair, how he turns Pascal, he trims his side. I kind of saw it as the club, cricket club, because, you know, he had the impression before that it was just like you know, a side. And he corrected them and saying that it's, you know, it's not a side, it's a club.
It's something that you build. It's not any 11 players that you put together. It's a unity and a loyalty within that. So.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's something that it symbolizes maintenance of that club and how he cuts it here. At the beginning, you know, when he saw Brown coming into the shop, he saw this other bushy head fella,
Yeah.
which was rough.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at it in the sense that that hair, bushiness, it kind of shows unmaintained cricket club or unmaintained sports club. And in him not wanting to shave it clean kind of signifies the preservance or maintenance of the club, like a quick thing that you just do it today and it's done. He wants to take his time with the scissors because it's like playing music. Cricket is like playing music. It's like community. It takes time to develop, to come together, and to send it forward. So I think that even here, cuts in the